I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled, Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America.
So I hold in my hands HRES 719, which is a motion that passed the House of Representatives with the assistance of 95 Democrats to honor the life and legacy and accomplishments and ideologies of Charlie Kirk. 95 Democrats, many of whom I still have respect for. I would love answers on exactly why this took place, why 95 Democrats, and then I'll read from this to show you just how insidious and ridiculous it is that this was passed in the House of Representatives. Charlie Kirk was a racist, Christian nationalist bigot. Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist. So for Democrats to honor him is just disgusting in my view. I would expect to get some pushback, and I would invite you to comment below. You can also call the voicemail line. I'll drop the number at the end. But let me read a little bit from this AP article. Actually, let's do this. Let's begin with this. Let's just play a Charlie Kirk quote. This is the man they are honoring. This is the man, this is the legacy and life of the man that 95 Democrats chose to vote to honor. Watch Charlie Kirk in his own words.
I know what you're thinking. We got to get Joe Biden out of the way so we can run up against Cammie. Oh my goodness, is she beatable? It's like Black Hillary on steroids. Is she black? I guess she says she's Caribbean or whatever. It doesn't matter. She gives these speeches and it just has this aura of totalitarianism. My team says she's Indian and Caribbean. I'll tell you what, she would be a lot easier to beat than Joe Biden. A lot. I mean, Joe Biden is a bumbling, dementia-filled, Alzheimer's, corrupt tyrant who should honestly be put in prison and or given the death penalty for his crimes against America. But Kamala Harris, my goodness, there's something that just kind of is tribal where people are like, I don't know if I want this crazy person running the country.
Gotcha. Fantastic, Charlie. Racism and political violence against the president of the United States of America at the time, Joe Biden. He deserves to be executed for his crimes against the country. And Democrats apparently couldn't get enough of that Charlie Kirk that they raced to the House floor, 95 of them, to vote to honor that you just watched. The House, here's the headline from the AP, House approves resolution honoring Charlie Kirk with dozens of Democrats opposed. That's what they go with, that dozens of Democrats were opposed? When 95, nearly 100 of them, voted to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk? Come on, AP. The House overwhelmingly passed a resolution honoring conservative activist Charlie Kirk on Friday, but a significant number of Democrats voted against it, highlighting the deepening political divide in the wake of his assassination. Do you mean by the deepening political divide, AP, do you mean that they are calling for the honoring of a white supremacist, of an anti-Semite, of an anti-black hater of humanity? Is that what you mean? Just so we're on the same page. The resolution, which praised the life and legacy of Kirk, passed the Republican-controlled House with 310 votes in favor. While 95 Democrats supported the resolution, 58 voted against it and 38 voted present, effectively abstaining. Republicans had warned ahead of the vote that no one should oppose the measure, but many Democrats said they felt Kirk's life had been politicized and the resolution elevated views they disagreed with. Do you think? Quote, today's resolution underscores the majority's recklessness by choosing to author this condemnation and honoring on a purely partisan basis, said Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, a high-profile Democrat who voted against the resolution. We should be clear about who Charlie Kirk was. AOC, once again, is correct. We should be very clear about who Charlie Kirk was, and that is why I started this video with a clip of him advocating for the extrajudicial killing, the unjustified murder of the President of the United States of America, a Democrat. And then, of course, Speaker Johnson, Moses Mike, had something to say. Speaker Mike Johnson said there was no partisan language in the resolution and that there was no excuse for anyone not to vote in favor of it. Well, let's just see. Let's just see what Democrats, 95, you can go look up the vote and see who disgracefully voted for this to honor the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk, who voted for this language. Whereas, here, let me get my glasses. Whereas Charlie Kirk, at 18 years old, founded Turning Point USA in 2012, a student movement with the mission, they say in this, to identify, educate, train, and organize students to promote the principles of fiscal responsibility, free markets, and limited government. They also created lists of professors to harass. That Turning Point USA members and conservatives alike just would email photos of a professor's house to the professor, letting them know, hey, we're watching you. We know where you live. Threatening behavior. That's the legacy of Charlie Kirk. Whereas Charlie Kirk became one of the most prominent voices in America, engaging in respectful, civil discourse across college campuses, media platforms, and national forums, always seeking to elevate truth, foster understanding, and strengthen the republic. Is that a description of what you just watched Charlie Kirk say on his program? Talking about tribes while talking about the black woman. She's just a black version of Hillary. All that racism, all of that nonsense, continuing to willfully mispronounce her name. And also, let's kill Joe Biden. Yeah, that's elevating the dialogue, elevate truth, foster understanding, and strengthen the republic. Whereas Charlie Kirk personified the values of the First Amendment, exercising his God-given right to speak freely, challenged prevailing narratives, and did so with honor, courage, and respect for his fellow Americans. Was it with respect? 95 Democrats, was it with respect? Here's what he said. This is about gay people. You might want to crack open that Bible of yours in a lesser referenced part of the same part of scripture is in Leviticus 18, is that thou shalt lay with another man shall be stoned to death. Just saying. So Miss Rachel, you quoted Leviticus chapter 19. The chapter before affirms God's perfect law when it comes to sexual matters. He also called, you're an abomination to God, he told transgender people. The honor and the truth and the life and the legacy. 95 Democrats mistakenly, disgracefully voted to honor his legacy. How about this one? Whereas Charlie Kirk's commitment to civil discussion and debate stood as a model for young Americans across the political spectrum as he worked tirelessly to promote unity without compromising on conviction. Is that right? And also kill Joe Biden. This honors the life, leadership, and legacy of Charlie Kirk, whose steadfast dedication to the Constitution, civil discourse, and biblical truth inspired a generation to cherish and defend the blessings of liberty. And also kill Joe Biden. This is the reasoning behind one Democratic member of Congress, Glusenkamp Perez, who's, again, a loyal, a faithful, if there's a Democrat who ever breaks ranks and votes with Republicans on matters of importance, it's her. She's like a John Fetterman type in the House of Representatives, among a few others. But this is what she said. This is her press release justifying, honoring the legacy of the man you just watched call for the execution of Joe Biden. Charlie Kirk was a human being. He was a human being with a family who loved him. We do not need to agree with the beliefs of everyone around us. We don't. We don't need to agree that Joe Biden should be executed, Congresswoman. Very bold and brave of you here. We do not need to agree with the beliefs of everyone around us, but we do need to have the courage to see clearly how our hard-heartedness, callousness, or indifference toward the humanity of others around us is tearing the country apart. We cannot simply call for unity or demand that others fix themselves without first addressing the ways that we have not lived up to our own standards. There cannot be unity and grace in this country until we as individuals confront our own shortcomings. It's a hell of a way to both sides of this. We are to blame too. Democrats are to blame too. We need to bring the temperature down about the man who called for the execution of Joe Biden. I voted for the resolution to honor Charlie Kirk's life, but no legislation is going to bring him back or bring our country back together without each of us as individuals taking accountability for the ways that we have conformed to the brokenness of this world, for our fixation on the flaws rather than the beauty of our brothers and sisters. It was a beautiful moment that I just played at the top of the video, Congresswoman. A beautiful moment where Charlie Kirk was racist toward the first nominee of a major political party to be president of the United States who was a black woman, and also call for the execution of the sitting United States president, a Democrat. Yes, you are right. You are right. None of us is promised a single minute on this earth. We have to turn to the serious work of diligently, deliberately, joyfully honoring the command to love each other. You do you, I guess. Disgraceful. I get tired of criticizing Democrats. One, because it doesn't seem to do anything. Members of Congress voting for the agenda of Donald Trump on a daily basis, Democrats in the Senate, voting for his nominees, voting for the father-in-law of Donald Trump's daughter to be the ambassador to France, a convicted felon, pardoned by Donald Trump, his record was expunged. Cory Booker voting for the agenda of Donald Trump. This isn't leadership. Anyway, I've gone on too long. I would love your opinion here. I would love your feedback here. Tell me where I'm wrong. Explain to me the justifications for honoring the life and the racist, white supremacist, Christian nationalist, bigoted legacy of Charlie Kirk. If you're represented by one of these Democrats, you should be on the phone. Call 202-224-3121. That's the Capitol switchboard. Let them know how disappointed you are in this vote, in this lapse of judgment, in this kumbaya nonsense that brings us nowhere. It brings no one together. The right is not interested in unity. They are interested in hate. They are interested in racism, in white supremacy, in tearing at the very fabric of our culture and our society. That's what they're interested in. So all of your hand-wringing and racing to hug and embrace Republicans and their racists does nothing for anybody. It only serves to legitimize the Republican position. It only serves to legitimize racism, white supremacy, bigotry, hatred, division, anti-democracy. Shall I go on? Shall I go on? Comment below this video wherever you're watching it. I'd love to hear from you, even your dissent. I welcome your dissent. Let's have a conversation. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. I love and appreciate you. Even when we disagree, or even when you disagree with me. It's hard being so right all the time. Just joking. I think I'm right about this, but I'm not always right. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Again, be genuine. Take care of one another.